Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live from Las Vegas, Nevada, here for the birthday weekend with the boys, having a great time thus far. Quick little story time for you real quick. We're at the blackjack table, holds 4 seats. There's 1 seat left. Thankfully, I got there in time to get the last seat. Roll Tide, boys and girls. Welcome to the show. We got a jam-packed one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Got to go over some portal updates, of course, some recruitment possibility, big-time news coming up here in the next few days of a big commitment announcement with a big-time offensive lineman. Going to discuss that a little bit and then dive into inside the program. Talk about a few things that are coming up and kind of just where the program is headed, the direction of it, some things we've heard. We were supposed to have Stephen Harris on the show. We got caught up with a few things. So what I will tell you that keep the bell turned on. Make sure you guys like and subscribe because when we do get Stephen Harris locked in here, we've got a lot to go over with him that he's been talking to some guys that have entered into the portal. Again, speaking with a few connections close to Florida on where the culture is headed, on some changes that will be happening. But before I get into any of that, I'm sure you've been watching me on Twitter. I'm sure you see the vibe right now, okay? We're vibing. It's a Roll Tide kind of weekend. All right. As we all know, FSU was snubbed out of the Final Four. And look, as much as I've been sitting here giving FSU crap and giving them a Roll Tide, as any Florida fan should, I do feel, and I've said this multiple times, I stated it on the show, I'm shocked in myself. I thought for sure that FSU was going to get in, win, and you're in. However, I did see a few things that were posted about the criteria for the Final Four and what it takes or just how they judge their teams. And look, I think there's no winning in this situation. I'm sure we've heard it time and time again. There really is no winning on what team is going to get in. Look, as a fanatic standpoint, I love it. I think it's hard for you to deny the SEC champion, the guy that they've been there for the last 10 years, won 8 of the last 10 national championships. How do you keep them out of it? But how do you keep an undefeated FSU team out? Look, I'm not going to sit here and try to justify any situation or any decision which way are possible because, like I said, I think it's a lose-lose. It sucks. But look, as a fan, as the shit that we've dealt as Florida fans, I'm going to soak it in. I'm going to enjoy it. And whether you hate it, you love it, you don't care for it, I understand that. But we're going to enjoy it. We're going to soak it all in. We're having a good time here in Vegas. We're vibing out, and we appreciate you guys coming in today. So let's talk about a little bit of the portal update thus far. So some big time stuff here as Chris McKellen, defensive lineman number 7, has decided to put his name into the hat alongside Max Brown, Caleb Douglas. Kamari Wilson has also been confirmed that he would also be going into the transfer portal. We talked about that just a few days ago, that it looked like he was going into the portal, but his father came out and on Twitter and said he is not entering into the portal. That is all false. So I did notice on 3, you know how they'll have their rating when they go into the transfer portal, what they were beforehand and what they are going into the portal. I don't know if it'll update in a few days from now, but currently Max Brown, Kamari Wilson, guys who sat at 3 and 4 stars, are sitting at 0 stars currently. A lot of that has to do with lack of playing time, lack of knowing what they can do on the football field. So we'll kind of see how that plays out, see where these guys end up in their future careers. Keenan Landry is another one, offensive lineman, who has also entered into the portal. Somebody that we're going to be talking more so with Stephen Harris about just kind of that situation and what's happening with Coach Armstrong inside the program. But as for the transfer portal, there's an interesting article here from Zach Alberti here, where he talks about right now with the guys that have entered into the portal currently, on top of Kingsley, who is declared for the NFL draft. Nothing from Trevor Etienne yet, nothing from Princely as well. And look, we thought today with the portal opening that it was going to be mayhem. Hayes Fawcett has been alluding to a lot of big things coming up here with it being the transfer portal day. Haven't seen much of anything thus far, I think, groundbreaking-wise for the Florida Gators. A lot of other teams are seeing their team leave. Dylan Gabriel, big-time player who's a quarterback of Oklahoma, has entered in. They lost a few quarterbacks. Ohio State is a sinking ship right now. It feels like anybody and everybody is running far as way as possible from that program. But with us, with those guys that I just mentioned, Andrew, Savillani, I believe, tight end. I'm butchering his name. I do apologize. Puts us at 67 scholarships. So let's go ahead and do a little quick math. 67 scholarships currently. We have 85, I believe, that are available. With the addition of the recruiting class, which sits at 20, I believe, 19 or 20, I think with Kendall Jackson leaving, puts us at 19, puts us at 86. 86 total players. So where we sit currently with the guys leaving, on top of the 20 guys coming in, 19 to 20 guys, maybe a few more were coming in, we're over the threshold, which this is where the reason I bring this up is because everyone's panicking. So we're losing everyone, Sean. We're losing guys at the transfer portal. It is a dumpster fire. We have to make room. And if we want to go and be aggressive in the transfer portal, I would expect for this number to increase of guys entering into the transfer portal. So over the next few days, when we start seeing Gators enter into the transfer portal, nobody needs to panic. Now, there's certain names that might get you worked up a certain kind of way, certain people that might freak you out a little bit, and I understand that. But like I just said, we're at 86 currently with the 20 recruits coming in. That means there's nobody we can go get in the transfer portal. So if you're thinking about it, it's like, well, Sean, we need about, I don't know, 10 to 15 more guys to enter the portal. And that is my point. So I expect this thing to heat up a lot more than what it already is for guys entering into the transfer portal. So buckle up. I thought it was going to be mayhem today. Maybe we'll see it over the next few days on what's going to happen with the transfer portal. I mean, it's been mayhem for everybody else. The amount of big-time names and big-time talent that is in the transfer portal is it's honestly insane. I can't believe it. I expected a little bit. But just the names that are leaving Oklahoma, Ohio State, Pitt, North Carolina, everybody is in full tilt right now. Brock Vandergrift, quarterback of Georgia, which I thought that was going to happen for sure, which probably means Carson Beck is definitely coming back for next year. Definitely wants to run at that playoff into his senior year. So Brock Vandergrift, another big-time name that's been sitting behind Stetson Bennett, now Carson Beck for a couple of years, going to be a big-time pickup. So somebody even, I saw a high school tweet out, said the transfer portal is killing me. We heard about this as well. The transfer portal is starting to become more of a hot commodity. We had Nick Del Toro on the show just a few days ago, and he talked about the transfer portal not being this hot commodity, more so being like a used cars lot. But right now, I have to disagree with him just because of the talent that is starting to go into the portal. You've got experienced guys. I think Graham Mertz proved that, and that was something that Billy alluded to a lot in the beginning of the year. You've got a quarterback like Graham Mertz that's got 30 career starts under his belt. That's massive. That's a huge advantage over a lot of teams to have somebody like that you can plug and play and know that I can confidently trust his ability and what he's going to be able to do. So this portal is going to be something we monitor this entire month, like I've been saying this entire time. We're going to continue to monitor it. So again, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, because I expect things to heat up. This isn't necessarily a portal update, but it is a recruiting update. Jordan Seaton has just announced that he will be making his announcement December 7th, my 30th birthday. Also, the year anniversary of when DJ Lagway committed. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was one of the most iconic live streams from Hightop Sports of all time where we're humping a spaceship. We're going absolutely bananas because when DJ Lagway committed, we felt that that was the future. It was the tides were turning. That was another Roll Tide pun there. You're welcome. And that Billy Napier was getting things and moving in the right direction. So could this be another opportunity? Could it be the year anniversary? Could it be the date that Billy sets in stone? I mean, how beautiful it being my birthday. If this becomes kind of his day, right? I would love it. I would absolutely love it. It'd be his own version of Pearl Harbor, where we're just going to blow things up, right? That's something that's always obviously been relative to my birthday. It'd be a Pearl Harbor day. So we'll see. Jordan Seaton, obviously, right now I did see an article where Florida does lead the way. So I know some people think Ohio State, some people think Oregon. I want to know in the comments below where you think Jordan Seaton, 5-star offensive tackle, will be ending up. But we will be sure to be live December 7th to watch Jordan Seaton decide where he'll be spending his next 3 to 4 years. Hopefully, if we don't lose him to the transfer portal, if he does come to Florida. So, again, going to be a big one there. But last but not least, inside the program, again, we're going to have Stephen Harris on sometime later. So, guys, keep your eyes peeled for that show because it's going to be a banger. He's got a lot of inside information. I don't want to leak too much currently, but just kind of a quick overview of what him and I have been discussing thus far is a lot of things are changing in the program. There's a lot of moving around going around where guys are being, hey, you're not fitting this system. And I want to get Stephen Harris's version of it a little better. I don't want to misguide the situation, but a lot of guys are being pushed out, especially on the defensive side of the ball, from Austin saying, look, not that you're not a great kid, not that you don't do a great job, but you don't fit what we're trying to do here at Florida. So that's my point to you, to let you know that expect for this to get busier before it gets quieter in the sense of the transfer portal. Why we haven't seen any names thus far, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but I expect it to heat up shortly, as well as the coaching news to come out. We haven't heard much of it. We talked just a few days ago about Will Harris being a hot name. Defensive line, I haven't heard a name, but there's a lot of people excited about it. There's a lot of noise and just rumblings that it is a big-time hire. And just before I went live, there's a lot of noise about a $1.5 million donation to NIL. Again, this is Twitter, so things move very quickly and move kind of fast. It's like a telephone game. How much of it is true and accurate? That's where it kind of evens itself out over the next 48 to 72 hours. We don't have that kind of time, but we'll be sure to update you guys that when we do find out about it. But All in all, I think there's going to be a complete overhaul, a complete transition moving into next year. And it excites me because changes are being made. It excites me because of what is to come. But it's going to be a little nerve-wracking, I think, for the time being, especially for the next 30 days of how it could roll out and the names we're going to be seeing. There's going to be a lot of head scratchers if I had to guess. I haven't heard any names, but I'm just, from what we've been talking about thus far, what the names that I have, we've been talking about in the sense of Trevor Etienne, Shamar James been tossed around, right? Chris Lee, McClellan, who we've liked, who we've seen kind of, I believe, grow in this defense, but definitely took a lesser role this year from the year prior. Cam Jackson coming back, a lot of moving pieces here. So it's going to be a busy offseason. I've been seeing a lot of people saying it almost as if the offseason is more popular than the regular season, and it really is. It's just drama-filled this year. It's going to be a blast. So be sure to subscribe. Smash the like button. Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Do you believe FSU got snubbed? From I want your fan perspective. Obviously, I know as a Gator fan, we love it, right? It's what we do. We love the fact that our two biggest rivals in Georgia and FSU are on the outside looking in. But from a realistic, logistical standpoint, do you feel, hey, that they got snubbed? Or it's like, look, if you look at it, that's just, if you look at the breakdown of the playoffs, it makes sense. It may be a little unfair, but it makes sense. I want to hear from you guys. I know there's a wide variety of opinions on this. It's going to be the talk of the land for the next few days. It's going to be something to keep an eye on, especially moving into next year with the top 12, and especially with Georgia expected to play FSU. There's a lot of noise about them boycotting their bowl game because of this. So, boys, this offseason is just getting turned up. You don't want to miss it. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and of course, roll tide.